Hi, I'm Drew Downs. Happy Advent. Today we're discussing Luke 1:26 to 38. And in it, of course, is one of the most beloved passages in that pre-Christmas cycle. Of course, the favorite being Matthew and the birth of Jesus that shows up on Christmas in many people's minds. This one being the one that comes right before it, which is the announcement to Mary that she's going to be pregnant with the Son of God. The agent Gabriel comes to her and says it, and it's crazy, right? This is a crazy story. If you're smart, when you're done watching this, you'll go and you'll get a much better response from Debbie Blue over on the Hardest Question. You should really go check that out. hardestquestion.org. But before you do, stick with me for another minute. One of the things that struck me about it specifically was the part where the angel starts with greetings, the Lord is with you, and then he says, do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. But don't be afraid. And then he goes in and he gives her, let's be honest, something of which she ought to be afraid. It's terrifying. The proposal for her is terrifying. That she may be killed for this. Joseph certainly may bear the brunt as well. Right? So you have this horrible, horrible situation for her in the midst of this, if we think of it that way. And yet, there's a particularly kind of interesting potential in it if she believes that this is what's happening in this offer. And in the end, she says, sure. What else am I going to do? This is coming from God. So the story in itself, I don't think we can grasp, or we often grasp, the gravity of this. But I'm intrigued by this idea, and it happens throughout Scripture, both in the Hebrew Scripture, but constantly in the Gospels. This scenario in which a person is told, "Don't be afraid," and it's really almost always in the midst of something of which they should be afraid. And I think there's something really potent about this arrangement, that we're being pulled, we're being called to not be afraid during the times when, for all intents and purposes, we should be. You know, this isn't talking about don't be afraid, when you might stub your toe, right? This is serious stuff. This is the stuff that is life and death. And these are the things of which the angel Gabriel here, but Jesus says, don't be afraid. I wonder if we miss the point most of the time when we aren't afraid, or when we when we choose to be afraid in those moments, rather than work on not being afraid. And of course, there's something particularly important for us at this moment to hear that, right before Christmas 2011. There's something particularly potent about being told, don't be afraid. This is tough stuff, but this is what you do. You have found favor with God. I don't know. I think there's something for us to work with today, something to carry us through for the next week, until we get to that glorious day. All right. I hope you have a great week. Don't go crazy. Don't stress out. Be faithful, and enjoy a week of anticipation and hope and promise for the future. Take care.